the Auckland Cup or some of the American Cups? You think it's good? You think it's what do you think of the positives and the negatives compared to obviously the spectacular events in New Zealand, for instance?
Well, I mean, it's all, having all the people out in New Zealand is always great. The boats everywhere. I mean, the America's Cups I ran there, we had some horrible conditions to try and deal with. With no wind, too much wind, and so you got kicked around by the press, something terrible, In here certainly during the 32nd and in the summer months, this is quite a nice place because the breeze will clock round, it'll get in, bang, you got it, let's get going, and away you go. And it's good. The winter part here, that's not going to be quite so easy. But the weather seems to have settled down a wee bit right now, and I've got a gut feeling we're looking all right. But we only got to get a week of that, those systems come in again, and hey, we're sitting here for ages. We're sitting in here waiting for the sea to go down again, waiting for the wind to go down again, and everyone's getting frustrated and, why the hell aren't you out there running race? Oh, come on, give me a break, it's got to be right. So that's the only drawback with here in the winter I see. It would have been really great to do it summertime, or I think as Ernesto keeps saying, that, and I didn't go down there to rack, but they got lovely breezes day in, day out, Yeah. So it could have been a fantastic place, but hey, that didn't happen.
Yeah. But that's not your problem.
No way, that's not my problem. My problem is to deal with it wherever it is, and it's here. So
let me ask you an unrelated question, and we'll let you get out of here. Walking around the team bases, talking to the sailors, and watching the news, it's, you go to the BMW base, it's like you're in Auckland yourself. It's 90% Kiwi, and it seems like the Kiwis have taken over the Cup for a while now, and really infiltrated all levels of pro sailing, spectacular sailors, and why? And how does that make people feel back home?
I think the people back home are probably rather proud of the fact that there are Kiwis spread out through the two camps at the moment.
They're like pigeons. I mean, you can't
They're
walk
everywhere.
around one.
I know, here's another one. And even in our administration here, we have a Kiwi umpire. We've got a Kiwi in the jury. I'm a Kiwi, so we're into that. We're infiltrated that. There's Kiwis on all the teams, and I think the people at home are rather proud of the fact that we've got a lot of people involved in this very prestigious event. And I certainly look upon it that way, that being involved in it is just, that is very prestigious. So, no, I think it's quite great. And of course, a lot of those guys are guys that I coached when they were younger, and had a lot to do with them, So I walk through any of these places, these bases, and it's like every second guy is a guy that was in our youth program or something like that,
At the Royal New Zealand.
Yeah, at the Royal New Zealand, the program I set up there, and there are guys everywhere on both these teams out of that, and even the boys from the generation before that, which was like Russell and Brad and Chris and Dixon when he was here, and Murray Jones, and I mean all these guys. They were all, we had a lot of fun together, in sailing.
Is it something that the Royal New Zealand and other Kiwi clubs set out to accomplish, or is it more about your culture and it's just evolved? I mean,
I think it's both.
It is.
I think it's both, because when that program from the Yacht Squad, and that started with out of Perth, when we were doing the America's Cup in Perth, we got a lot of sailors came over to try out, but no one had really had anything to do with professional sailing, and a lot of guys felt that it was like, well, we'll go there, and yeah, I'll be right, we'll jump on the boat at 9 o'clock, go out for a sail, come back, go down the pub. But there was never any thought of, well, now we've got to deal with the boat and the maintenance, and what do we do here, and or the rig's got to come out, and some people found that a little difficult to deal with, So we sat around at one stage there, and we said, what we should do is set a program which is like a keelboat orientated program that will teach young sailors about long-term program and planning. And so they got me to go back and set that program up, and that's where we got the 10 Elliott 5.9s, and we put 3 guys on each boat, and we had them for a whole year. You 3 stay together on that boat. You're a skipper, you're the middle, you're the bow, that's it. That's where you're going to stay all year. And then if the guy, one of them was able to stay another year, we'd shift him in the boat to another position. And, you know, the number of guys that have come out of that program to go onto the pro circuit have just been amazing.
And in 23 years,
it's put a lot of people out there.
New Zealand has gone from a non-factor to complete domination of pro sailing.
Just about, yeah. So it's so I think there's a bit in the, well, maybe we've actually maybe we actually set that culture by doing that and getting it there. So, but it had, for me, I feel very warm about that, because you know that was a program that I started along with a guy that was on the committee, Richard Endine at the time, and he was instrumental in getting the squadron to agree to that happening. And from there, that thing just went on. And we set some targets out at that point, which was, well, we'd like to get someone to represent New Zealand. We'd like to get some guys at the Olympics. We want to see someone win an event in match racing. Well, we hadn't even gone through 18 months, and we'd won the Governor's Cup in California. And that was the first thing. And then things started to go after that. Then we had guys on the Olympic teams, and then guys started to join keelboat programs. Then they're off overseas. Now they're running boats, and they're on the America's Cup boats now. And Gavin Brady's skippering one now. Oh God, that's that right, you know. And it just went on, and it just took off. And I feel really proud about that. I really do.
And you know what? People need to take a page out of that book. These clubs in the U.S. especially, it takes a commitment. But you guys have proved that you can change the world with it.
Well, it seems to have done that, and I mean, we didn't really set out to change the world. I don't think we did, but we did set out with a number of goals, you know, and to achieve things along the way. Well, you know, we hit those targets were being hit all the time, and then we were starting to look at it and say to ourselves, well, what do we do now? Where do we go next? And that's where we developed the next boat, the 6, which is now the women's boat for the Olympics. And off that one, we've developed the next boat. I was involved in that development process too, which is the 7 metre that is used for the training program. Oh, cool. So, you know, that program has continued to proceed, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how things develop out of that whole scenario now.
Well, Jenny, in fact, is working toward getting an Olympic berth.
Getting into there, yeah.
So we got any suggestions for her?
I like them, yeah.
Those boats, they're fantastic little boats. They've got a bit of pace. They're rather forgiving, and from the model that we had, they've been somewhat down-tuned, I think. Yeah. You could say the main's a bit smaller, and I think the keel is a little deeper as well. So you get a little more stability, but the hull is much the same, I think. Yeah. It's just out the back a little bit and a bit more, but it's a good little boat, and I think it's going to do the girls well, you know, when they get to the Olympics. It'll be fun.
Stand up for a second, we'll let you go, but just show us where you expect to probably hold a course tomorrow.
Well, I'll hold on to that, eh? Having not, where are we, down here? Having not got the full forecast for for tomorrow, but Valencia is in here, right in here, and we're out to this line somewhere about down here from Buriana, wherever Buriana is. Buriana is about here. Out down this line here into Gandia, which is down here. So we've got a big area that we've got to work with. The wind. We're thinking, what I was looking at was the wind was starting to look like it might come in from this direction down here. So we could be sailing in this area down here tomorrow, somewhere in that vicinity. And of course that creates this huge diamond that we've got to keep out of the shallows, away from the headland, and just try and keep it in perspective for both teams. But that's pretty much where we'll be out in that area.
All right. Well, you got an early morning. Best of luck. Have a great time out there. And,
thank you very much.
Thank you for talking to us. We really do.
No problem.
Thank you. Nice meeting you as well.
Lovely to meet you, and good luck with your campaign.
Thank you so much. Best of luck tomorrow. May the best team win.
Sure. Well, I think we'll probably, if we get a nice breeze, we're going to have a reasonable answer.
All right. Thanks, Harold.
I'm racing our hands.
Cheers.
Great.
Thanks.
On the water, Anarchy.